Alright, so I was introducing the story, and you can look at the previous video for the background. The story that the Shevet Musar, whose yahrzeit was today, brings in his Sefer Minchas Eliyahu. That there came to him one of his congregants, he was the Rav in Izmir. One of the congregants came and said, Rebbe, Chacham, I'm having these tremendous experiences. I'm, what do you call it? I go into have these visions. When I go to sleep or awake, whatever it is, that what happens? I see three people come to me. There's they look very holy. They only tell me good things, and they're telling me they're Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Pretty wild stuff, no? And another one comes and he says he's Gabriel, the angel Gabriel. And they tell me good things, and they tell me the future, and it comes true, and all these things. But I know I'm not worthy to see angels and patriarchs and prophets in my visions. What's going on? Explain it to me. So the Chacham, in his great wisdom, like we said in the last video, there's a fire of holiness and a fire of impurity. There's good spirituality and bad spirituality, right? And he said, when Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob come to you, ask them this: are you Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, the Avos Ha'olam, the patriarchs of the world, or, excuse me, are you just three guys, Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, who just got together and are playing a trick on me? My name's Yitzchak, So I could go and get a friend of mine, Abraham, another friend of mine, Yaakov. Abraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Who is it? What is it? Who are you? So next time they came around in his visions, he asked them this question, and they ran away. Well, I won't get into the whole story. He had some problems with this Gabriel character, and eventually had to give him a kameya, and it was a whole fight. But that shows something very deep. I won't get into the whole story, but sometimes we get blinded. We don't understand what's going on. There are other forces in the world. There are other beings, other dimensions. We sometimes call the inhabitants of these world demons, angels, whatever they are. So three, we'll call them demons, who happen to have, those were their names. They weren't lying. Their names are Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. Just like we give those names, they give those names in their society. They have societies and religions and everything. And they have religions and everything. They're Jewish demons and demons of every religion. They're not epitome of evil like they're shown to be in Western culture that took a lot of ideas from Greek and Roman culture and mixed it with Christianity, which comes from Judaism, and was inspired by Dante and all these things later on to develop an ideology. It's not really what they are. They live their lives, and they have a lot of bandits, a lot of gangsters, just like human beings in our societies have some of these. And they try to take advantage. And sometimes they do. So they take advantage of someone by posing. Avraham, Yitzchak, Yaakov, let's get together, and we'll tell this guy in Turkey that we are Avraham, Yitzchak, and Yaakov. He won't even think to ask, are we the patriarchs? But then we get caught. We got to run away. We got caught, right? Now, what's the person going to do to a demon? I don't know. Rabbi Eliyahu Cohen knew what to do. That's it. Anyway, maybe whatever. I'm not going to say I don't know, but I don't understand how things work. There's certain things to say, certain things to do, and they work. Anyway, I want to bring out something much more central. I dress like this. I wear a hat in the rekel, and I wear on Shabbos a shtreimel. There's nothing wrong with it. And there are other styles that some people wear that maybe historically were not Jewish styles, and they became later Jewish styles. Maybe it could even be said the same somewhat to the styles I wear, although historically probably not so. But people do make those claims. But now these fedoras are popular. I used to wear one when I was younger. That are, the same hats the mafia guys wear. And nothing wrong with that. The problem is we can't put too much into hats. Like said, many different tzaddikim have said. We came across someone, a tzaddik, an erlachid, who shaved off his beard, and we're gonna you get to the next world, and they'll say Yid wie ist on board, or the board wie ist on Yid. That is it better to be asked, Jew, where's your beard, or beard, where's your Jew? A beard doesn't make a Jew. A beard doesn't make a rabbi. That's a good thing. It's an Indian. Nothing really makes it. I was asked a very interesting question that just it kind of bothered me that someone asked a question like this. I don't mean to embarrass the person asking the question. Someone I love very much, even though we never met in real life, but we learned together a lot. And he was talking about a particular tzaddik, a very great tzaddik, very holy tzaddik, from 200 years ago. He was asking about the tzaddik. Where did he live? Where is he buried? This, that. What was his profession? Other than he was not only a rebbe, he had a profession. What did he do to make a living? He made a very meager living. And he was asking, he did this job. And then he said, I want to emulate this tzaddik. I said, very good. You want to emulate the tzaddik, you're not going to get there so quick, Maybe eventually, who knows? But you got to know, you're asking, what do you do for a living? Some meager job that doesn't, very simple. Here's an educated guy. What, he's going to go and be a cobbler out and live in the woods and be a hermit. And I said to him, this person not an American. I don't know if what I said makes sense to someone not American. But he's an educated person, I'm sure maybe he knows. Lahavdil, you want to emulate Thomas Jefferson. You emulate him by owning slaves, chas v'shalom, or by fighting for religious freedom and freedom of speech and all the things that he wrote in the Declaration of Independence and the Bill of Rights and all these things. Just putting on a hat, and a rekel, growing a beard and payas, it doesn't do it. But the fact is, but the tefillin does do it. And he said, sof kol sof. You can put on tefillin and keep Shabbos and kosher and everything, and still be a total heretic, or even not be a heretic, but still be missing out. Religion's important. And we're obligated to do all the religious things. We have religious obligations that are very clear, and we cannot violate them. But we have to get to the purpose. If we don't get to the purpose, it's okay, because we're still making tikkunim. We're still doing things. But it should at least be a goal, But just to say, this Rebbe, this tzaddik from 200 years ago, made shoes, maybe I should be a shoemaker, you know? No, it doesn't mean that. You know, what he did then is not what he do now. You know, you could still be a tzaddik with a different job, whatever it is. You know, you have to try. But you could still be rich and still also be a tzaddik. Could be successful, could be prosperous. Maybe not going to be that tzaddik, but that tzaddik himself, he said he's not worried that should he be asked to be someone else, but should he be himself, right? We have to live up to who we are. And I think, you know, all of this comes from also this same idea of that thinking, looking at things on the outside and not looking inside, you know. I'll just tackle the kind of you know, don't judge a book by its cover. Don't look at the vessel, but what's inside it. You know, you can have an old vessel filled with new stuff and a new vessel with nothing. Or the other way, a new vessel with old stuff and an old vessel with nothing. So, you know, we got to look at things deeper. Yes, we have to keep mitzvahs, but you know, when you start fighting about things, you're losing out of the point. You know, and when we get blinded, we don't see the forest through the trees. We got to treat each other nice, love each other. We also have to keep mitzvahs. Also have to keep kosher and Shabbos and kashrus, exactly the way that we have a tradition to do so. We can't change our traditions either. If it happens, it happens slowly over time. Whatever, certain things do change. You know, we're not salting meat anymore in our homes. Most of us. Some people are, and most of those people that I met who do that understand that big picture too. They still see the forest through the trees, you know? And that's ultimately what we have to work on. And I think also, you know, I have some friends that they're very interested in Tfilas Avinenu. All means we could daven quicker, you know. Depends what, where, when, how. You know, I know someone that's tzaddik, and he says the Rambam's pension. Very short. Shorter than our Alamichya, you know. So he's never like, oh, do I have to watch on this, you know? Because it's no burden, you know? He's saying more brachas than the people who are making mezainas and things they should probably make a meitzi on, you know? He's still saying 4 brachas, and he's saying 6 brachas until he died in the meitzi in the 4 brachas. So they're shorter brachas. You know, but maybe, you know, Tov Yosem the Kavana Meharbe Belovach Kavana. Shulchan Aruch says it's better do a little bit with Kavana than a lot without Kavana. Some people, they can't bear to say shorter davening, and that's their way. And some people need a shorter davening, but that shorter davening should really be with as much, if not more, kavana than the long davening, you know. If you're going to shorten the davening, you want to say Tfilas Avinenu because you really want to daven from the depths of your heart, and you only have a short amount of time. You want to say with a lot of feeling. It's probably good. I'm not a posek. I'm not telling you if you should or shouldn't. Say ask a posek. We've got to be able to see the forest of the trees. We've got to attach ourselves to a holy fire and not to a unholy fire. We have to be dedicated and loving and devoted and see the big picture and recognize that all of these is l'shem yichud k'shabiyach u'shchintei. Everything is for the sake of unification, to show that the world is one with God. To attach ourselves with joy, to live a Torah lifestyle, not just with the exterior, but in the inner depths, and to unify both. You know, my Shiva should be well. Rabbi Lazarus, he said, you have to be religious and observant. Let's try to do that. He said he learned that from Rabbi Miller's Chossi Galena. to be religious. Before he was just observant. Let's try to be both. Alright. We should be zeicher to have the unification of the whole world, be filled with the knowledge of Hashem like the waters cover the seas.